Switching job is very hard decision. I had really good paid job, office job. I was supply chain manager before. Everything was secure. Throwing away everything, starting here, is something. If I knew that COVID was this year, I should have quit my job a bit later. My dream is that COVID is over very fast. I was open November 5th last year, and then I closed down, I remember 16 March. So actually less than 4 months, I had closed down for 3 months. I want to do a lot of things with the Korean food, because Korean food is like hidden gem. Korean food has a lot of the wow element that I want to bring up, and if you know exactly how to approach it, then there is like so many things that you can do with it. When I had these things and discussed with other people, what I heard a lot of times is that oh, Dutch people, they don't know. So don't do it too much. You don't need to do too much. A bit of that, bit of sugar, bit of salt, they will like it. And that's something that I really, really hate to hear. I want to have something that's that good that even people from Amsterdam come for my food. Also making the Korean foods famous in Europe, see Korean food in every supermarket in Holland. That's my ultimate goal. I sold the pork belly samgyeopsal with on the grill plate. I sold it with a leek, and some people was complaining and gave me 1 star, and saying they have never seen Korean restaurant selling pork belly with vegetables on grill plate. But in Korea it's so common, so that person has never been to Korea. He always went to probably all you can eat or other Korean restaurant run by non-Koreans. And in my restaurant, you are not asked every 5 minutes if you want to drink something. And some Dutch customer, they complain about that the customer service level is kind of low because we are not trying to push to sell the drinks. But it's kind of, for me, the hospitality that customer feels very comfortable and they are not pushed to do something. I work like 60, 70 hours per week. But if you believe something, then it doesn't matter how long you have to work. You have to go moving forward and improve yourself. It doesn't matter if it's a mandam or it's a new concept. In order to achieve it, should be no limit. Because if you put limit by yourself, that means everything stops. That also means, oh, this one sells so good, I don't need to bring other things because it's extra work. But then everything stops. The food and mandam can be improved even more. And that's why also improving my food constantly. For example, chicken, during the Corona lockdown, I brought I think 3 or 4 new, and that is now currently best selling. Of course, the other one, which I sold from the start, is also selling very well. But the new menu that I created during the lockdown, actually, it's going really, really, really fast. I never take granted, but I try to improve even more, and that is something that I want to give back to my customers. We maken even een filmpje, niet voor jullie hoor. Ja. Even die krasje kun je gelijk met. Wacht even. Vanmiddag kom ik terug. Is goed. Internet has so much information. So if you dig into it, internet, then you can find, let's say, for me, 90% of everything. So that also means there are a lot of people who's cooking at home thinking they know everything and they can cook better than other persons because they have those information. And what I say, if you look into it, internet, then you can make, let's say, almost perfect dish. Then that should be these days because everything is written on the internet. But what I say is that how can you make a difference? 10% difference is that how much effort you put. I try to paint whole taste. For the cooking, I did crazy things like going food festivals, selling 100 kilo of the chicken. Some people call it patience, but other people will call it being crazy. It's actually the hobby of Star Wars. The house getting a little bit crowded, so I thought, why not putting it here? And I see a lot of people love this because there are not many restaurants who put their Star Wars collection on in the restaurant. So fuck it, I'm a bit crazy, why not? First, in order to create something, you have to will to create something. My will to create is improving, but also providing best food to customers. Actually, that's the drive for me to do something crazy. I'm making Korean chicken stew called dakdoritan, and it is actually very easy to make, and it's one of my favorites. You don't have to get the recipe. A lot of people think too complicated. Of course, there are some secret recipe, but it's not about being secret, but it's about balance. If the knowing balance, it's kind of very hard. And the food that you are cooking, it's just imagine that you're going to the grandma's place and she's cooking something very easy, which tastes really good. But you try to implicate or the copy later by yourself, and it doesn't succeed. And you have to, you need to put much more effort, and the food doesn't taste the same. But the reason why is that, for example, grandma has been cooking the same dish like maybe 1,000 times, so she knows how to balance the food. Cooking was also one of my passion, but also my hobby. This is something that I do it because I like, not because I have to, let's say, make a living of it. Korean food is all about balance. Yeah, it's like you have soulmates, you also have soul food, actually. Manna was the word that I had in my mind like 20 years ago. Manna was kind of the word for the encounter, meeting. Because I want to have some place where people can gather together and also meet their friends, family, also meet Korean food. And I thought it was perfect name. Food should be always honest. Honest food, something like your mother makes for you. The emotional contact that you have with the family food or whatever you get from the let's say, family dinner, after 30, 40 years, you still remember it. I think this is for the most people. Because whenever your mom cooks for you, there's a certain as love for the food, transferring the emotions to one person to the other person. And that's actually I think, very essence of the old food. So food is essential and for everyone, and that you need to make food as something that you want to give to your family. And from that point of view, then you can start something really, really great. We are going to deliver lunch to a Korean company. And it happens, actually, the request I get many times. But yeah, because of COVID, it's not allowed to sit together. So you see only small business or small company, they do such things these days. But yeah, I'm going to deliver Korean food to Koreans. 잘 지냈어. 안녕하세요. 되게 오랜만에 봤네.
자, 이제 박스 3개거든?
뭐야?
근데 저기 무슨 다큐멘트, 내 사진, 그, 저기, 무비 찍는다고.
따로 나오는 게 그러면?
아, 마스크 썼는데 뭐. 안녕하세요. 여기 갖고 왔네. 이거 그릇은 나중에 쓰고 나중에 주면 돼.
무슨 그래서 주면 되는데?
어?
무슨 그래서 주면 되는데?
아, 이거 밥그릇 하고 내가 갖고 온 거 있잖아.
이거?
여기. 쓰라고.
깨지는 거 아이가?
뭐 깨-
이거 구우면 되겠나 이거? 이거 된 거면. 오케이.
알았어.
그거 기다려봐. 그거 영수해야겠다. 이거.
뭐 아니 영수증은 나중에 이거 주면서 들려가지고 가게에서 해. 그러면 카드로. 그러면 안 되겠어?
아 얼마?
300.
오케이.
알았어. 나중에 봐.
알았다. 수고. 바쁘겠네.
Okay. Restaurant wise, before the COVID, actually they only thought about selling more alcohol and stuff like that. Now these days you have to think about the actually delivery services. Will be like core business. Yeah, I think that the business the structure will be different from this year. I mean next year actually. So I'm also very curious what will happen to the restaurant. Due to the COVID, I actually gave me great amount of time and chance to improve myself and rebuild my mind mapping and approach things differently and even come up with new food and new menus. So actually it did good, which I think if it was same, let's say without COVID, I will stick to the certain point that where you can improve yourself very hardly. So I see that chance. So that made me positive thinking again. If you like something so much, then you won't bring out those emotional or feeling that you have to other persons, so that actually it's spreading. Food is about the positiveness in life. And it's not about only the selling food, but also the how you act. And I think it's very important that that everyone should be happy eventually. And I think it sounds very crazy, but being rich or being famous alone is not good for everyone. Everything should be shared.